always step out of your comfort zone. It's a real thing. It's just really basic. I don't think there's anything else I can say with that, because that's what I did. I stepped out of my comfort zone and got naked to the world as a man with a vagina. I was born in the 60s in Los Angeles, California, in the Valley, and I grew up totally, I would say, a very normal childhood. It wasn't until I started to go through puberty, which was meaning that I started to grow breasts and I started to get my period, that's when I kind of realized I was actually a woman and not a guy. And then everything just went downhill for me. I became a cutter, I tried to kill myself, I became an alcoholic, I became a drug addict, just because nobody would listen to me.
Yeah. So we do the same thing one more time in the right order.
And then I figured out that I needed to get sober. So I got off with drugs and alcohol, and with that came clarity. And with that clarity, I realized I really am a man, even though my whole life nobody would understand that. And I finally found a therapist who said, yeah, I believe you. And to this day, every time I tell my story, that woman saved my life, because nobody else said that to me. Everybody else said you're just a lesbian or you're gay. They kept equating gender and sexuality, which are two different things.
It was amazing. Yeah, so we can use it.
So eventually I went to a doctor in Los Angeles who was a hormone doctor, and he had never worked with a woman becoming a man. He only worked with men becoming women. And so he said to me, I'm willing to try to do this, but I don't know what I'm doing. And then he used the word, you're going to be my guinea pig. I was a little bit freaked out, but I didn't have a choice. For me, it was always life or death. I could not live as a woman anymore. I started hormone injections, and through that I found a doctor who eventually did chest surgery on me, and he was the first doctor to do that surgery on a transsexual man. And so both of my transitional kind of things were the first. Yeah. And then I just became so much more happy and so much more grounded and so much more myself. And one of the things I didn't do surgery-wise was I didn't get a penis, because that surgery really didn't exist at the time I transitioned. So I really had to learn to connect to my vagina as a man, which was very difficult, but I did. I learned how to connect to my body with my vagina, and then I realized I'm a man with a vagina. I started to learn how to create videos online, and through that I became a pornographer, because I really sort of wanted to put it out there in the world that men like me exist, and we're normal men like everybody else. And through that, I started to create a platform, and I built a brand. That was almost 19 years ago. And then through that, I became an activist with my voice, because many people are reaching out to me and they're saying, we really love your voice, but we don't really want to watch your pornography. So I was like, well, that's fair. That's totally fair, right? Not everybody. So then people started asking me to speak at schools, at functions, just about my life, because I was so far ahead of everybody else transitioning. And that's what I do. I travel the world talking about sex and our bodies, and that people should just be, I'm a human rights activist on some level, right? People should just be able to identify or be who they want to be. That's really what my work is about now. The kids reach out to me, and they call me Trampa, because like a grandpa, but Trampa because I'm old, right? So there was this one kid recently that reached out to me, and he was like, I want to kill myself. I don't want to be alive because nobody believes me, nobody understands me, and I don't know what to do because my parents don't want to believe me. So I got on the phone with him, and then he let me get on the phone with his parents, and we discussed everything, and he's now transitioning, he's now so happy, and that is everything to me. Actually, my focus a lot is the kids, because the kids are the future, and look what happened to me, because nobody believed me. And today we have to listen to kids because it's real. I'm a real, actual transgender person. And so people, I think, need to understand that just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not a real thing.
It's like the critical, cynical, right?
Making people think outside the box. That's impact. Because what you're doing is you're making people think outside of their normal sense of what they think is black and white. Really isn't. Impact creates change. And to create change creates a better world. And it's why you always have to be pushing people to say, no, the world is not black and white. Look at this. And that's what impact is. Impact is making a change or making people actually think about things that they might not necessarily think about. And I think that's really important in advertising, to never get too complacent or never get too, we'll just make this ad, but to always be thinking, how can we make an impact?